Oh. Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are on Monday, the 17th of November, and we're diving into what the theme is for this week. So every Sunday evening, I come along and I tune in with the dragons and my other spiritual guides just to see what the theme is for this week. This week is very powerful, and it is all about oh gosh, going into and understanding your soul, your power, and the portal that you go through to get there. And I'll be doing a training on this on Thursday, how you actually experience your soul self. And it'll be an actual visceral experience for you. So you actually experience your soul self. You'll feel it, you'll feel her, you'll feel yourself as soul. So come to that because this is where so many benefits come from. This is where you know you're a medium, you're downloading, you're connecting, you're more intuitive. Oh, just you can create so much more. You're breaking through so much more. So when I did this reading this week, it was about coming through the portal. It was going down a long golden corridor, going into your heart, going all the way in and poof, coming out the other side, meaning that you are then in and operating from your spiritual side. You're operating from your soul. You're seeing, feeling far more than the five senses that we've got here now. We are operating from the sixth and the seventh. We're operating from a knowing, from the whispers, from the subtleties, like you're ninja. You know things. Now, I know that I've known things since I was small, but I wasn't able to articulate them until I started growing up. And then I kind of pushed them away because what happens in your human experience is that you think, oh, that's not real. I haven't seen anyone else do this. So why on earth would I do that? Like, oh, I'm just imagining it. But you are a very, very powerful being. You are here at a particular time, incarnated on this particular planet to do amazing things. So we need to be able to pull that out of you. We need to be able to draw that through and help you break through into the other side. So you're like, well, yeah, of course. And then get the power and the confidence to go ahead and actually make that your mission to come forward and do that. So, the doorway into the non-physical part of you, your soul contract, your higher purpose, the part that already knows exactly who and what you are. Now, when I do a business reading for someone, I'm often going into this part of them that they've just what they've never reached it before. It's like, wow, I didn't even know that was there, but you did. In the back of your mind, you go, oh, I'm so glad that that was validated for me. I never had a way of articulating that before. And this is exactly what I'm doing. And this is exactly what the dragons are all about. To help you understand why you came here to experience your non-physical self having a human experience. And that is the power of all of this. So the dragons asked me to share with you, the portal begins in your heart. We dive in. We can imagine ourselves going all the way through this long golden tunnel that comes out the other side like a vortex, a portal you've gone through, and you kind of go, oh gosh, I understand so much more on so much different level. That is when you're coming through the other side. You are going through a world where soul speaks to soul, no human limitations. They just simply melt away, and you just kind of get it, and you know it's a remembrance and an activation. And that's what I'm all about helping you with on our Thursday evening free calls. Now, this week's theme is actually remembering the world beyond your human story. All the things that happen in your human world, you go, oh, of course, that's just a human story. I can create my way out of this. I know how to do this. And that's what we teach in Manifest with the Dragons. So, the world where everything is possible, like every single year people run faster. Every single year, more and more and more women are millionaires, multi millionaires. And it's not through hard work, it's through coaching and it's through extraordinary entrepreneurship. And it's just amazing things that people are doing. If people are falling deeper and deeper and deeper in love, there's so much more available for you. And this is one of the messages that came through in the dragon cards when I had my conversation with Serafina. There is so much more for you to experience. So this week, an expansion, an awakening that is not for your head, not for your thoughts, but for your heart, for your cells, for your soul, so that your soul can hear what I'm saying on a soul level. This is not for your mind to articulate it and understand it and analyze it and go into it and think and think and think and think and think. One of the dragon messages also is like, we can't get through to you because you're thinking too much. And when you work with me, you dive deeper and you let go of the human constructs, the limitations that we've been taught are real, solid, because they're not. So you knew that you were meant for more. You knew that there was something at the back of your head. And this is what comes through when I do a business reading for people. It comes through and you go, I always knew that. Okay. So when people say, I always knew that, that is what happens. So we just had a little bit of a tumble. So this is when you say, I always knew that. I always knew I was here for more. I always knew there was more to this. I felt it. I knew it. Well, exactly. You are here at this specific time because you are amazing. You're an intuitive. You are a multi-dimensional being that is not supposed to live within the human limitations. That is so narrow. We need to expand you. We need to move you out of that. We need to expand your broadband sensing and understanding and knowing and stop being so blooming human. So if it's income you're looking for, if it's relationships you're looking for, if it's better health you're looking for, we are the creators, and the dragons are always here to support us in that, and they will always be able to bring back to you what it is that you are able to imagine, what you're able to feel, what you're able to create. You're breaking through, you're doing things in new ways. You're meant to be creating, and you're meant to be claiming your power that you are a fantastic creator. Now, I know you can get stuck in, well, I haven't seen anyone else do what I'm about to do. No, because that's because you are supposed to be doing it. So I'm not here, the dragons are not here to say, right, you need to do this, and then you need to do this, and then we are going to enter into a world where you know that this is going to work. You know that this is the best, most, they're saying, formidable way of acting and responding, and that becomes your go-to, and you're the only one that can lead you through that and be amazing at that. So let's go into that. Start reading your dragon cards. If you have not picked your card, your message for this week, do that now. So all you need to do is think about a number 1 to 4, and I pull out 4 cards every single week to just keep expanding on this week's theme. So whichever number you choose, and if you think, oh, well, that's it, that's my message, great. Then if you want to know more, if you want to feel the resonance running through your body, the flowing through your body, the activation through your body, listen to all 4 of them. All right. So let's go in and do this right now. So first of all, okay. First of all, I'm going to be just tapping into these cards and allow the card that is meant to come out of the pack come out of the pack for you. So we'll be first starting with number 1. Funny that. And the the theme this week is your soul, your power, entering through the portal. God, they're really fierce this week. They really, 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 really want you to get this. You are not human. You came here to do amazing, miraculous stuff. Let's go play with some practical magic. In other words, you're creating all of the time. So when an incident or a situation comes up and you think, oh, I've got no idea to deal with this, you get to think, right, I'm going to create the opposite then. I'm going to come through this and do something opposite. I'm going to break through. Nufmi, Niala Karabufwa, Ich Kalaiki, Mau, the reason I speak like that as I bring out my dragon language, my light language, is because it gets my head out of the way. They know what they want. They know what they want to say to you. So let's just let this flip out of the pack whenever the right one is ready for number 1. Okay, resistance. I might have to do that in a different way. So, right, 2 flew out, so let's just see what comes up. Okay, so the first card, number one, is Bloom. Number 45. I'm going to start to look really intelligent now. I'm going to put glasses on because the print is small. Okay, so 45. Don't forget, don't just listen to the words. Let this be an activation. Let this go soak into every single cell, your heart and your soul. Let your soul hear this. So the first card this week is Bloom, and her message is 46, actually. That's funny, but it's true. The other one was live with your heart rejoicing. So, Bloom, set up your day to be the best possible experience that you can imagine. You are in control of how you set up your day. You're in control of how you feel. You're in control of how circumstances transpire. You're in control of that. You are running the show. Your soul is running the show. So, dive into this deep, deep, deep brown eye that this Bloom is showing you. Bloom's very playful, by the way. So set up your day to be the best possible experience that you can imagine. Now let this sink into your soul. You currently live your day all day in your mind on overdrive. When you set up your day to feel yourself living with the dream at the forefront of the mind, held in your mind's eye, in images, in feelings, in frequency, and then you are in touch with your soul in your essence. Now your day is arriving towards you. You are called from every angle and you are aware of how you want to feel in your day. And notice how you receive that feeling from whatever you do and whoever you're with. Now, this is what this is all about. This is the crux of it. It's your frequency, it's what's in your thoughts, it's what you decide that you want to experience. See, what the dragons are showing me now is like, it's just so often we're sort of sitting there and just waiting for things to land and waiting for things to fall. And then it can only respond to the attitude that you're in. It can only respond to the frequency that you're in, like the average, the boring, the oh, somebody else has got power over me. I've got to wait for them to decide. This is when we go to the doctor and we believe 100% what they tell us, or we go to the bank and they believe exactly what they tell us. Whereas we could be creating something far different for ourselves. All you need to do is like start playing with it, start imagining it, and start putting it out there. If this is not for you, that's fine, then these cards are not for you. This is about your ascension. This is about you becoming a multi-dimensional creator being. You know it in your heart of hearts. There's more to this life. There's more to this than just what you've seen and heard and been told. Let's get out of those limitations. Set yourself up to focus on your soul's dream for today and what she wants and what she needs the most. What does your soul want to do today? Where does she want to go? What does she want to wear? What does she want to experience? It's as big as that. A lot of people will never grasp hold of this simple step or understand the fullness of this aspect, but you do. You know you have to start somewhere, so let's start today. It is a complete turnaround from the way you think you need to do things and to get things done, and how you how you get to be what you want out of your day. Being able to set up your own day is staying in your best possible energy, your focus, your frequency, consciously focusing on the best possible intentions and outcomes. How many of you actually do that? How many have a really clear focus of what it is you want as an outcome for whatever's happening? Okay, this is how you start making your life work for you. And then you'll start seeing evidence. You go, oh, I think I created that. And then it becomes fun. You are flowing with your best ideas and being very conscious of what is around you in your environment, as well as what's running through you, all put there by your soul and the spirituals for you to notice. These are divine interventions, like, oh, why is this happening? Because they want you to realize, well, either you've created this or we're putting this in your path to show you what you've been thinking and what you've been feeling. So you are creating all of the time. Being able to feel what's right for you, what's not right for you, and all of this day being able to set up your day and trusting that this shall come to pass. If I keep thinking like this shall come to pass. If you're in my world, if you're in my circle, you'll know how this works. I talk about the dragons and teaching you how you create form. The more you think about something in the same way, the more you focus about something, lo and behold, this will, too will come to pass because you've been focusing on it so much. The idea is just, I'm so bored of thinking in that way now. I'm going to think from the outcome as actually happening. I'm like having the most fun with this. What can be more brilliant than this? Okay, so that was card number one. We're now moving on to card number two. See if I can just set this up a little bit better. It's kind of slipping. Anyway, we are moving on to card number two. And the whole theme here this week is all about being your soul, being the multidimensional being, knowing yourself in your power, knowing that you can go through the portal, which is what I'll be doing with you on Thursday, coming into my free lessons on Thursday, so that you can actually get a visceral experience of like who you are on the inside and what is possible for you, like getting a knowing and an understanding. So let's dive into card number two and see what flies out of the pack. Nearly, but not quite. All right. Whoa. Okay. And my eye is drawn to this one over here, which is Raphael's. So brilliant. Now that is exactly what I was telling you about, wasn't it? The focus, being able to be set up in focus, that is your power. So let's go on to card number two, which is Raphael. So we were talking just at the end of this first card number one about being able to focus. Like if you could focus on the outcome of being so bored of like what's going on in your life, what you see and what you feel, your bank account's empty, the relationship's not working, the house is not selling. What if you could just put in your focus all the time, like laser focus, what it is that you want? So it goes back to setting up your day, which is what Bloom was just talking about. Raphael says, a single-minded focus makes your mind such a beautiful tool. I was talking to my sons about this weekend. Your mind is a beautiful, magnificent, creative tool, or it can be a wrecking ball. You get to choose. If you want to wreck your life, if you want to just see that things are not happening and things are going a bit skew with, then, be my guest, carry on. But if you want to create something different, start laser focusing in on what it is that you actually want. I know some areas of my life I've not really laser focused on because they're kind of okay, but I could really ramp that up. So let's hear what Raphael has to say. Raphael is a silver dragon. He's very shiny, but he is like the oldest professor. He's so wise and so patient, but he wants details. This is an extraordinary, powerful time for you. Your thoughts will quickly be able to manifest for you with some laser focused attention. Be aware that your mind is taking in information that is still so irrelevant, chaotic, muddled, and confused, and you are thinking far too much. This constant thinking stops you from getting what you want. Your creation will come faster with a mastered mind and when it is laser focused on your desire and your feelings. Your mind is a beautiful tool and an asset when it is singly mindedly focused, laser focused on your greatest power. That is your power right now to practice and trust that this is your best practice. So often when people come to me, they don't know what they're focusing on. They don't know what they keep thinking and ruminating about and going over and over and over and over. Like, but of course, if you keep thinking like that, you will create form in your body health wise. You will create form in your environment, in your house, in your relationships, and in your business and in your finances. Depending what the thoughts are behind the thoughts, the things that you think about in your silent moments when you're on your own. So getting out of that can mean you need some practice. You need to know what you need to think about differently. And that's what I'm here to help you do. My main gift is that I'm helping people to think, okay, now instead of thinking that, think this. I didn't even know I was thinking that. But I mean, I repeat that back to you and I let you understand where it lands in the body so that you can feel what you're feeling on the inside because your inner world creates your outer world. And that is what's so cool. When you accept it, you acknowledge that. Even if you do and you think, well, yeah, but I'm still not doing it in this sense. So that's what all my courses are about. And Manifest with the Dragons is absolutely what it's about. Single-minded laser focus over time gets easier and easier, and it gently stops the over-analyzing, chaotic, over-rational, inner linear processing of the busy thinking mind. We were trained as children, from children, to think in a linear way, to think in steps. But this is not the way that this operates. What if you don't need the steps? You can just kind of go straight there and you can just think something and you create it. This is how powerful and how quickly the frequencies are going to be working now. The mind is a beautiful tool to be skillfully mastered, just like your body, giving a constant feedback and direction via your internal instinctive feelings and becoming aware of all your earthly senses. So, like, we know that we've got five senses, but above that, we have our sixth sense, which is well known. We have our seventh sense, which is going into the galactic and into the cosmic. We have our eighth and our ninth and our tenth. We have this knowing because we're not human with five senses. We come in and incarnated with sixth and seventh and eighth and ninth senses. So we know and we see and we communicate and we channel from that aspect of ourselves. That's what's cool. Not what we wear and not what we are as a human, but the fact that we can manifest and know things from a galactic, universal level. Without focus and direction, the mind jumps all over the place looking for something to latch onto. By giving your mind a single focus, it shows in what specifically to latch onto, what to look for, what to recognize, and what is actually relevant. Now, if you're aware of RAS, reticular activation system, this is how that works. You become consciously conscious of something. So you're looking at something, you're looking, just say you're driving down the motorway. Everybody's done this. You're driving down the motorway and think, God, I love those blue cabriolet cars. I just think they're stunning. I absolutely want one. This is my next car. And all of a sudden, because you've put that into your focus, you start seeing brilliant blue cabriolet car. Oh, there's another one. It's a sign. Yes, it is. Oh, there's another one. There's a sign. There's a sign. There's a sign. Because you've put it into the filter of your mind and say, that's what I'm looking for. That's what I'd love to experience. So that's probably one of the easiest ways that I can explain this to you. But then you can imagine driving it, what it smells like, what it feels like, knowing and then allowing yourself to go into the sixth and the seventh and the eighth dimension with this. Like you're owning it, you're sensing it, you're being there, you people around you are in the car. That's how you use your imagination in a very powerful way. And that's what I teach in Manifest with the Dragons, how you actually become one with your sixth, seventh, and eighth. This is your soul knowing and your purpose. And of course, that is your power. So let's move on now to card number three. Card number three, the whole purpose of this week, the theme this week is your soul, your power, your purpose, going through the portal and understanding that's exactly who I am. That's what I came for. I know exactly why this is all happening. I see it. I love it. So, Yungala, Yombala ikreya eyambira rolo ushaya ekamala ru. Niala isara ira ikreya. Oops, there you go. Just in the moment they fly out of the back. Oh, brilliant. Now, I wondered if we'd get one of these today. 57, and this is the beautiful, the stunning Utopia. Now, this is where we're all aiming to go. This is how the dragons want to explain to you where this is all going. When you enter into Utopia, it means that you're done with the boring world. You're done with the mundane. You're done with how you thought humans had to respond and operate. You're done with that. You're like, I'm into Utopia. This is when you've gone through the portal and you're coming out the other side and you're like, oh, wow, I'm the creator. I know how to do this. I'm going to put this out there. I'm going to start to be an amazing creator being. I'm going to break the 4-minute mile. I'm going to break the ceiling of my financials. I'm going to become the next one of the many female entrepreneurs who's a millionaire. I'm going to do things in an extraordinary, focused on purpose way because I came to experience that and teach other people what I'm gifted at. So Utopia is the golden dragon that allows you to see, just go, when you enter into this world, I need to try and explain this to you, and that's why I'm doing the training on Thursday. When you enter into this world, like people are friendly, people are helpful, everything's in a community, people support you. You've created all of that from the inside of you, and your spirit, your cosmic being, knows that this is how to live life. And this is what the message is today. Multi-sensory human, expanding consciously, constantly changing and having fresh new insights. You are always expanding and adding in new experiences, growing and expanding, constantly changing and having new insights. You're not meant to remain the same forever, but like a plant, you grow, expand, and change. You are here to create new experiences, to want more and have more space to grow. Even if you've reached a ceiling, a limit, like, oh my God, I've just got the most amazing house, I've got the most amazing family, I'm living in the most amazing country, there's more. Remember what I told you earlier on that Seraphy said there's so much more. Like, keep expanding, keep growing. Let's see how far, how many limits you can break that are just not relevant for you anymore. You are just not human. Who you are today builds on your core self, but through new eyes, with a freshness and a new, elaborate, expansive feelings. You grow to see a new perspective of an old situation. You're looking at it from the eyes of your soul, from the eyes of your cosmic being, just going, yep, that's the way the humans deal with it, but that's not the way we deal with it. And you observe the world from a new place. You see with new eyes and hear with new ears. You feel remarkably different inside. You are on this world as you walk about through your day, but you're not of this world. As you engage from a contented, peaceful place, lifted off from the low vibrations and densities of being human with too many worries and too many things and too many limitations. It's a whole different world to experience as one who has seen the light, experience the various colour filters from under the rainbow, and let go of the ties of the old world that you've now lifted off from. So letting go, releasing, evaporating the human constraints, the human beliefs, the limitations that the human was under. A whole different world is available to you from living with the outside influencing you. I'll be happy when the money comes. I'll be happy when I find my soulmate. I'll be happy when I have the house. You live knowing yourself on the inside with a fresh inner perspective. This is when you've created something. You're living it already in your imagination. Here you are changing from having sensations brought to you from the outside, whether there would be your experiences of emotions being brought to you from the outside to the inside. Then the consequences of your reactions to the outer experiences. So this is the way the human has been working. Everything comes to you from the outside. All right, you're responding to the world from the outside when things happen. And then the soul intervenes. So your world is alive with feelings that you are coming from the inside of you that travel up through you, through your brain, to be deciphered and create a simple kind of reaction for the outside world to match to. Your inner sense is mighty powerful and senses many things that don't need to register. You know things. You can trust your intuition. And this is a different world to come to live on the inside. You develop and understand with a playful curiosity and enjoy the feelings that come from the inside. You are as fluent in your new soul language. So this is when your soul is directing you. She's guiding you in a certain way. And you're like, oh yeah, I'd love that. You get the idea of it and then you follow the feelings. Oh, this would feel really good. This still feels really good. This doesn't feel as good as it was. Is there something better? Oh, yeah, there's something better. Like you are listening to your soul language as it comes through from the inside of you as your guide. You are adept at being an observer of the feelings that touch your insides. This is intuitive, soul guided language. And now, rather than getting detached to each rising situation or drama in your life and its corresponding feeling that invokes the reaction from your human, You can notice the frequency of the situation or the person. Let that vibration just flow in and flow out. Every single feeling is safe and possible for you to touch and then let go. You are experiencing all your feelings as safe, and these can each be translated like a colour. From all the colours of the rainbow, all musical notes from a song, all these feelings that come to you from the outside world, they're just feelings. They're just an energy, just a vibration. Just as you are an energetic being, you feel them. And then your response will be completely different when you look at them at a soul's perspective. All are just energy, frequency, and vibration, and safe for you to experience. These multicolored feelings float in and float out unhindered. So, this is all about you being the multisensory human, expanding consciously, getting a new conscious understanding of what's happening in your life and why it's happening. Did I create this? Is something affecting me? Is something influencing me? What am I feeling? Right, let's focus on something different and put my focus out there differently so that I can start creating a different world around a different reality. Thank you very much, Utopia. That was message number 3 for this week. We're moving now into the last card and card number 4. Don't forget that on Thursdays, I'll be helping you have a visceral experience of going into your soul construct, the unity field, the one field, so that you can actually feel, you actually go through the portal with this experiment that I'm doing on Thursday with you. And I want you to let me know when you've done that, when you come on Thursday, what changes, because it is an activation. Just as these cards are an activation every single week, going through the portal is an activation. You will just have a different understanding and knowing of who and what you are, probably what you came in to do, what your mission is. You will have known this for a long time, and all of a sudden it's like, that's who I am. That's what I came for. The most exciting time on the planet when we're moving and changing the way we operate as a soul. So let's see what we get as a message for everybody who picked card number 4, how that is going to come out. Muf malaria la fahira la mala oya kabila la mala kara oya keheta ala oya. Yeah, kind of knew that was going to come out. Oof. Okay, I'm excited to read this one to you. Sovereign, the most beautiful purple sovereign. Ooh, yay, got there, number 38. Now, card number 4 is sovereign with a rainbow lens. In other words, she's showing you that all the cards that we've just read are all relevant, and this is the journey that you are coming on, a soul journey. Her message, magic floods and radiates out of you as you step into your fullest ecstatic essence. Once you have met your soul, once you have had that visceral experience of meeting your soul, leaning into her energy, and then being able to look at the world and observe the world from her perspective, listen to her soul language, listen to how she's guiding you forwards. She's connecting you up to the cosmos. She's connecting you up to heaven. You can call it the God zone. You can call it whatever you want to call it. You are connected. You are tethered between heaven and earth. And this is your soul's purpose. So sovereign is the dragon that teaches us how important it is to come back and remember your soul. Let's see what we see here. You will make a profound impact on others when you believe in your own sovereign state and magical ability. The magical ability coming from soul, being able to create your own reality. The magic will flood out and radiate from you when you are in your fullest essence. With a focused presence of mind, tuned into your intuitive psychic ability, and being a physical expression of your magical inner state. I love that sentence. I'm just going to read that again. With a focused presence of mind, that goes back to what Raphael was talking about. This is the focused mind, tuned into your intuitive psychic ability, and being a physical expression of your magical inner state. So your magical inner state, when you are totally tuned in, turned on to her, to that, you radiate that out on the outside. You're like a satellite, you're like a beacon. And people pick up on that. You become healthier, you become wealthier because you are in your soul state, your divine state. And your divine state knows nothing more than lavish abundance, optimum health, and the most loving, supportive relationships. Because that's everything that you are creating from the inside. You're remembering who you are in that state. And that's what I'm going to be taking you through the portal to remember that on Thursday. Ooh, so exciting. To enter into this world where you find the magic wherever you look, reclaim your innocence and enjoy the magical stories, which all the spectacular way that you bring back to your childhood playful innocence before your child got squashed into life and rules and structure and stability and oh God, all of that. Your child was very playful, could cry, could laugh, could feel information, could see things, could know things, could have invisible friends. She knew herself as soul, but slowly, slowly, slowly that became crushed out. Your imagination will thrive, which is absolutely going to spark up the best magical skills and will be your best tool. To be able to use your imagination is to see the form that you desire as you create that in your mind's eye, which is magical. To see things that are invisible to the naked eye as a human means that these creations are in the spectrum of light, in the frequency and the vibration beyond your earthly reality and earthly vision, and are in the invisible realm. But it doesn't mean that they don't exist, but this is what you are pulling in towards you because you're focusing on that. But they are still existing, they are energy, but just not yet in your dense earth energy field and formed world. So the human world is the dense energy world, a dense energy field, and your formed world. Your formed world comes from what you're thinking and what you're feeling and what you're putting out there into the ether. You are the creator of everything that's around you. If you can take that responsibility and you're willing to go for this, this is the biggest adventure that you will ever have. In the world when we just believe that we can see and touch using our five senses, when we go beyond that, we start using our imagination, we start breaking the limits, we start breaking through, we start creating things that you would love to experience. And then we just each of us help everyone else. Like, let's break a new limit, let's break a new limit, let's break a new limit. Let's be in that frequency, let's be in that joy, let's be in that. But it's not just that you have to be happy, it's that you are focusing on the outcome and you're seeing it and feeling it and believing it. And it's such a playful way of operating, but most people make it really sensible and really serious. What I'm hoping you can do is just blitz all of that out of the way and have the most fun with this. So let's just see if there's anything else. Oh, let magic be the way to open your mind and apply to a whole new world of bending form into new and exciting possibilities. Sovereign, by the way, um, she is your regality. She is your queen. She is exactly who you are as a multi-dimensional being. She represents all of the lives within you, your soul, as energy, in the conduit, life force energy. She is a remembrance of every single life that you've ever had, and not just as a human. Every single life that you've ever had, the parallel universes that you're still existing in, your soul family, she connects you to all of that. So knowing your soul, being able to bring in your career, your mission, your dreams that you came in with when you were a star being and you came in, oh, this is going to be such an exciting ride. And then you got into the school system and then you got vaccinated and then you got understanding about how the world works and you just went, oh God, I don't want to be here. All right. So that is the major message from Sovereign. So finishing that off with the four cards today, I just wanted to also remind you of the beauty of being able to create your own world. Even if it doesn't exist, what humans kind of end up doing is saying, but I don't know how. I don't know how that, just don't worry about the how. Just keep in your mind what it is that you want to create. Come along on Thursday. I've got amazing training for you on Thursday that the dragons are going to guide us through so that you can actually experience on a visceral level and actually in your heart and soul level, not in your mind, heart and soul level, like, oh my God, I've just shifted. I've just seen things from a different perspective. I know exactly why I'm here, what is going on. It's an activation. It is a beautiful way just to open the door to see why you're here, how beautiful life can be when you decide to put so many things in action. So I'll see you on Thursday. I'll put the link below. Thank you so much for being here. It is my absolute joy to bring you these dragon messages every single week because they speak to me as much as they speak to you. And have an awesome week. Let me know what happened last week after your readings, and let me know what happens this week after allowing yourself to feel into this and start being activated in a beautiful, beautiful way.